and all, and this is the first episode of Retrospective, and let's see how this fares. And the first topic I wanted to do was something I planned on doing originally. Kept playing golf time and time again, and I decided, you know what, I should do it now, and seeing like how this is basically like the start of like what I wanted the series to be this from this point onward, like just my retrospective and just stuff going on in my life. So yeah, I decided why not do something that has some significance to me, and that's basically the topic of this. And with the whole what lies in a name, and that's basically like my YouTube persona, and I say gaming persona too because it originally started there first, and then moved on to like everything else I use afterwards. But it originated there, and we're gonna get to that. And first off, like it began with my first attempt at YouTube, and even before then, I'd say it started way before YouTube. I'd say around what would it be, 2005? 2005 is when I came up with the name D-Jack, and that was basically, oh boy, this is young me at the time, and I was like, and I was a Jack and Daxter fan because I wouldn't shut up about Jack 2, and because at the time my guy brothers hated the game, and I was like, and I was so enthused with it because I'm like, was it like, because it was such a drastic change, like at the time it was, that's why it was such a big deal because of how they went from cute and cuddly in Jack and Daxter and the Precursor Legend to Jack 2, and we hear Jack getting violent and swearing and whatnot, and him having a gun, and I'm like, and him talking for the first time. It was like, wow, this is just whoa, a rush, and it was like it was a bad game, and I borrowed it for a while for PS2, beat the game, enjoyed the game. It was a weird time travel mechanic that I did catch on to like later. Actually, that it was weird, just weird, and I was obsessed with Dark Jack, and how Jack spelled his name. I mean, come on, it was a K. It was a K. Come on, K. And Jack 3. Do I need to say more on that because those two are like my favorite games in the series. I never played I played the first one, just never beat the first game because I was so enthralled with 2 and 3 that I never. And they added so much to each other. They complemented each other so well that I just never thought took the time to like get Jack 1. Even though like now there's like no excuse because the Jack and Daxter Legacy Collection. So yeah, that, and ironically I've ended up with now I have this mindset where I can't play a sequel without playing the original game, and yet I still refuse to go back to that game. But anywho, this Jack was like the starter part of my name because I thought I was so clever. It was like, this is gonna be D-Jack because the D is gonna stand for dark. So yeah, it's so edgy. And then it got to the point where I started adding this number to it, and this number came to me like as a cheat code, and I've been using I would use that number for like a lot of things later on because that was one of my gaming names too. It was basically 1000K, and where that came from was it said, but I would add like KK to it, or like add D-Jack 1000 ZX. So I always add 1000 to it, which hence the one. If you want to, you could say like that was an influence for the one in AX1, but it was, and I kid you not, there was a cheat code for Gauntlet. That's where I got this from. This was basically a cheat code for Gauntlet Dark Legacy to like get, I think, 10,000, 10,000 gold, 1,000 gold. I think it had to be at least 10,000 gold. Cause or 100,000. I forgot how much it was, but it was like it basically broke the game in terms of cheat codes. Like any other cheat code, like just use that cheat code because with that cheat code you can just max out your character, max out as many items as you want, and the game basically like plays itself. You know, you're just vastly overpowered, and that was my character in Gauntlet. Just overpowered mess. And the thing was like, see, my brother and my cousin, we all three of us used the exact same code, and we would just have our files where like we like save in different spots, so we like knew which one was us, and it's like I was first, and like because it was second, my brother was he picked the third slots, you know, stuff like that. Had to be. Those are the times where you had to worry about somebody overwriting your save file. Nowadays, you don't. Well, you still do. Certain games, you still have to worry about that, but not as much it was back then. So that's where our 1,000 D-Jack came from Dark Jack, and 1,000 came from the cheat code. And those two together, we got D-Jack 1,000 ZX, and not even on YouTube first, but well, I did a little bit of both. I did at the time VO was a thing, so I started there first. So I upload videos. The thing is, I was gonna upload what I upload on YouTube on VO and whatnot, and at the time I was basically just doing, like I said before, the whole, you know, just putting pictures on and adding music to it, and most of those, I kid you not, most of those songs I cannot get back. Look at You, Sinful Rose, instrumental version, that was real bitch to get. It really was. Like getting the Sky 2 soundtrack for that, and look for that song particularly because so many other soundtracks did not have that track on there, and really pissed me off. And it was this is where I noticed it most, and like where the whole everybody was just gonna watch for that one video, and that was the one video they kept flocking on to, like the Sinful World instrumental version. But granted, there was a couple more of the Sky videos where people were kind of like commented on, like the elite, what was it, the elite battle for 4. It was I forgot the name. Damn, that's says a lot about me, and I call myself a Sky fan. The elite 4 fight, elite beat something. It was a fight when you fought the Prison Rangers. It was when you fought the Prison Rangers, and Etna shot both like blue and yellow, and that was just the song that played, and it was hilarious. Someone literally quoted that in the comments, and I thought that was like the best thing ever. And yeah, I was just uploading Disguise songs like there, and the one I really remember is Modern Girl. When I uploaded that, like, that was the prime example of everyone flocking to that one type of video, because at the time no one had the song up. It was for Prinny Can I Really Be the Hero, and no one had the song up. It was the song used for the trailer, and that was the song I was just looking through the entire soundtrack for, and I finally found it, and I was like, okay, I'll upload this, because not too many people had it, and they do now, because obviously, and it was um another thing I should probably bring up, like at the time my friend had one of my best friends. She had a YouTube too. She like role played a lot on there, and we talked about that. Talked on that. Well, this is like when I was I say ninth grade in high school. Yeah, ninth grade, and it got to the point which leads us to my second channel, which I made, and oh boy, the eighth grade syndrome was strong in this one. And if you don't know what eighth grade syndrome is, you need to watch more anime. Like, literally. If you don't know what eighth grade syndrome is, watch more anime. Like, you're not watching enough anime at all. You should be ashamed of yourself. And here lies DH Axel ZX. And yes, it's another ZX. We'll get to that. And here we are again. This guy, another Sky character that I loved, and I was just like, I'm just gonna roleplay as. Oh my god, that was. Oh my god. Oh, that was some fun times. Fun dark. Oh god, I'm not going there. And yeah, basically was a role playing channel as Axel, so that was hilarious for a while, and I did the exact same thing there. Upload this guy videos, and again, the same plague happened again with the whole one video thing. So, and this video being Let's Dance at the Final Battle. And this song is particularly, again, played during the Skyer 2 Portable trailer. So it, again, was another song that played during the trailer. And just one people just kept flocking on. And then what really got me, though, was how I got to like a pointless argument with a person asking, like, where'd you get the image where you get the image from? How'd you get this high quality image? I literally said I got it from PhotoBucket, and I literally posted a link to where I found the picture, and he's like no, it's too much work. Something like the line of that, like good, like, I'm glad you could at least get it to like full quality. I'm like, you should be thinking anybody should be Movie Maker, because I was using like Movie Maker at the time, like for Vista. Like, I don't care what people say, Vista was like my favorite operating system. So yeah, says a lot about me. Like, poor taste is poor taste. Poor taste guy right here. So that little fiasco happened. This happened because I was hiding from my friend at the time. Because also at the time, I don't know if it changed as much, because I don't really talk to her like that as much as I'm used to. But at the time, she was like really sensitive when it came to like comments and criticism. So yeah, you had to tread very lightly. You grew out of it in our senior year, which I'm really, really thankful for, and still value our friendship. It was a very rocky slope those first few years, but we managed common ground and whatnot. So she know who she is, and I'm grateful for her for like getting me to like to stay on YouTube. She actually got me to Yu-Gi-Oh! Bridge, mind you, and Bridge in general. So that's another plus on her book. And it got to the point where I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna. First off, I stopped hiding, talked a bit on there. Then I just kept making pointless ass videos on that channel, and I was like, what the hell am I doing with this? And I'm like, what am I doing? What am I doing with this channel? Like, what on earth is happening? And I'm like, this is named after him, and I did the Sky videos, because I wanted to do like, I think I did. I think I did the Sky tribute video with Hello Crumble Dreams, I think. I don't know if I uploaded it or not. That's how fuzzy my memory is. I think I did. But at the same time, I don't think I did. And that was the last video I think remember uploading. I know I remember upload like a Naruto video, like with because Clash of Ninja Revolution 3 was coming out, and they I basically announced like the characters I knew that was gonna be in there because of like the Japanese version, and boy, was I in for a surprise when that game came out. So, yeah, it's had characters that weren't even supposed to be in that game that's in that game. So, yeah, it was weird, you know? And I know I immediately stopped after that one. And I was. Which leads us to my last and ironically, first channel, Zero X1. And like I said before, eighth grade syndrome. That was my first YouTube account. I just didn't touch upon it till like 2009, and I did. Yeah, I did touch. Like it was created in 2009. I just did touch on it since then, and yeah, like I said before, and I've said countless times before, this is the channel I want it to be. And if you want to know where the name came from for this one, see, this is where I scratched my head a bit looking back on it now. I was like, how how are people supposed to you know think what zero I'm supposed to be like the because there's like so many zeros, you know, like literally and physically. My God, that did not come out right. Because I was like, am I the zero? Am I basing this off the zero from Mega Man, the zero from Code Geass, zero from Psychic Academy? You know, it just keeps going, and I'm like, I thought to myself, I'm like, and then I came to like, I joked to my friend about this. I'm like, I don't know, like when I got to this part, like the other two I can understand. One I created as like as an alias and something I still use to this day. The other one was just me trying my prototypical role playing, and this one I'm like I don't even know what the hell I was thinking. Like who's this referring to? Like the other two had references. This one, nah, this, and I basically came to the decision like interpret it as you will. You know, like as me, as like all my channels come together at this point because that's basically what ended up happening in a way because I remember like I was like this channel's gonna be focused on AMVs because I was still going through that fucking music phase. I don't know why I went through that music phase. It baffles me. I was like I'm just gonna add the music and but I was like I want to do a step further. I want to make it AMV and because was into AMV was the rage back then. They still are to this day, but not as much as they were back then. You know, because you know, some people just gotta pick the most cliched songs to play in every AMV ever. Looking at you, bring me to life, an animal inside of me. Oh my god, animal I become. My bad. Don't care. Overused songs are overused in like every AMV ever, and it. See the thing was like I'm in the mind. I always have this mindset of whenever I make a video, I have the what I want to do planned out, how I want to do it, and how I should do it. And it just all that planned out. It's just always time and getting like what the what I needed for the video that got it to me like every time. So I will hold off on doing certain things like for the few Kingdom Hearts AMV I did, like Roxas was a short end. Roxas and Terra were short ends because I like both characters and I still do. Roxas because like I said, I hated him too. They didn't give him any character development in two besides your source nobody. Whoa. And even then, I really didn't care because basically, like I already told you, the Kingdom Hearts Retrospective was for another time. But I did not like how Roger's character in two. It wasn't until after I played Days, and while I was playing Days, I actually liked Roxas as a character. He had character development in that game. You could go and pull the amnesia card. That's why he became such a stick in the mud and two, but still, just just that. And like I said, Terra is self-explanatory. I fucking love Terra. I love Terra since he was introduced, and like the video basic said it for itself. So, and he's one of the main people I want to save in the third game, like the most, like more than Aqua. Like I put Terra like a step above Aqua in terms of who I want to save, like in the entire game. But the thing I wanted to do most, like have these songs have symbolism, and as for the far as the Kingdom Hearts Angel Beats song went, that was that's something I had planned for a while because of how I just wanted to make sure like each clip added to like the like what was being conveyed in the song, and just making sure like each moment captured like a part of what the song is trying to say. And those three AMVs are the three. Those are like things I'm proud of. Like mostly due to like the how the song represents the characters, and just their symbolism. And those are just three things I'll always cherish because I end up entering those into like the little Kingdom Hearts AMV contest they had going on because they saw my video and they was like, yeah, you can enter this, and that's why I entered Phoenix and My Heart Your Beats. But that's besides the point. You know what happened in 2000. I've said it before, and I'll constantly remind myself and others, like the main reason I got to YouTube as like what I am now is because of the Darkness to Curse, aka just Darkness to Curse, and because of his videos, his rant videos, and it just like made me think like I wanna do what he's doing. I wanna do what he's been doing, and just like hopefully get a following. Just have people listen to me like and watch me and hear my opinion on this and share my opinion online and get feedback. And like as far as rage go, like I know it's like he got angry at games that really pissed him off. Like that was always be that was like his old video styles. He like just pick games that he just get raged at and just play them regardless. Like me personally, I gotta be justifiable angry. That's how I am. Like if something really like bullshit happens, then yes, I'll get angry and rage about it because that happens a lot, mind you. You'd be surprised at how much BS in games nowadays. But yeah, that was Darkness will always be like my influence and someone I just keep looking back to and saying like he's one of the reasons why I'm on here, and why I'm on here now. Well, I want to make a sense. So yeah, that guy. He he's another reason I'm still here. Like why I got back to making videos again, because I was on a like hiatus because I kept going. My video schedule was like on and off because not having internet, making my phone a hotspot, not making my phone a hotspot, just kept going on, and finally got the situation situated for now. So even without internet, I still have a means to upload. And it's a lot safer than that when I took that, like, I say 2 year break. It was like it was basically that period of where I basically recorded videos and just upload them to YouTube just for the fuck of it. And I'm telling you now, I refuse to do that. That's something that's not gonna happen anymore. Like, I'll probably pre-record in advance, since most of the time I might not get lucky enough to just catch a wide breath to record or whatnot without being interrupted. But other than that, not happening. That's probably the only thing that I'm sure of. Like, the recording is like happening like one time and whatnot. Well, not pre-recorded. Oh my god. Anyways, as far as the little ending for each one, like for how ZX, like DJ had ZX, I think Axel had ZX2, and when I got AX, ZX is for zero effect. So I need the. I was being clever again. 8th grade syndrome. Don't call me on that. So that carried on to like every name I held ever. So if it's not a ZX, it's a AX, and then we got to AX, which again, After Effects. See how I'm using X as as effect. So yeah, X as effects. 8th grade syndrome. That's all I'm gonna say. You all went through that phases where you added X's and skulls and whatnot to your usernames. And speaking of usernames, one final username I should bring up, and that's the whole Avid Wing. And this was a thing I plan on touching on a while ago too, and I was like, you know what? Might as well just do all my names, and that's what I did. This is the last one. Avid Wing. Do I even need to tell you how? No, this has two stories to it. This is just like Zero. This is just as convoluted as Zero X1, so bear with me. See, during when we first got the Xbox 360, we ended up having to connect the Xbox Live. Like, how do we do that? Through a router. It was a white Xbox, so we had to go through the basic means, like put it through the internet cable through the router. So we did that. Got on Xbox Live. I was at the time DJ ZX, so yeah, I stopped using the thousands for a while, so I was just that, and it got to a point where it was just like my guy brothers brought. I think they brought some game that needed an update, and it updated it, but we couldn't see our avatars anymore because we had the arcade Xbox 360 bundle, and we couldn't see that anymore. Our avatars anymore. I ended up downloading the update, put it on a flash drive, update the 360, lost most of our memory, had to delete some stuff, and couldn't play online. And then I decided to run up the system and ended up making another account, which was basically gonna be Avid Wing. And I bet you're asking, like, why did you come up with Avid Wing? Two reasons. The name it's actually Avid Wing 13. You don't need to be a rocket scientist to know where the 13 came from, but the Avid Wing part, that came from, like I said, two stories for this. First off, I liked Final Fantasy Avid Children. Yeah, I loved it so much that I was like, I'm gonna name somebody. I'm gonna put Avid in this wing and whatnot, because everybody's like cliche with wings. Like, I want to do K Wing, but K Wing already took in, so came when he came. I didn't think that was really original because Nightwing. So that too, and surprisingly, not many people will know about this, but if you ever read Nijima or watched it, whichever you did, like the whole story about the 10-year-old magician who's trying to find his dad and is a teacher of like a school full of middle schoolers. Yeah, his dad was part of a group called, which basically, I think it was Alibaba, and it basically translated to like right wing, and then Neji's group ended up being like Ari Baba, which was basically translated to Red Wing. I know I butchered both of those. Whoever watched the series, don't, just bear with me. And I thought it was cool that they named both of their teams after wings, and I was like, okay. And this is one thing I never found out, like, because I was like, okay, I'm gonna name my team Avid Wing. I was like, that's gonna be my thing. I'm like Avid Wing, cause Twilight Wing would be stupid. Cause I was leaning towards that, but I was like, this is just stupid. Cause the thing with Advent, as the whole Dawn thing, like it in itself, like there's the advent of the rise, and just the word advent was pretty like badass in itself. So I was like, well, let's add more to it, and hence Advent Wing. And another thing, that's literally when I was back in high school, when I was thinking of make like whenever I thought about going to like the game industry and whatnot, and that's like a pipe dream now, but I said my company was gonna be my company's gonna be either Averett Wing or like my dev team was gonna be called Averett Wing. Like it's gonna be one of those two, and like for my logo, it would just be like a wing, but with like black tips. It just to symbolize, because I don't think I need to tell you, like, I'm a morally gray person, so yeah, I'm not a good guy, not a bad guy, anti-hero, red anti-hero. There you go. Might as well stick on that one too. So, last one, guys, I promise. And this was, see, I was going through this phase of depression, like 5 months to be exact. Through the breakup with my ex at the time. So, yeah, I was kind of depressed. Had anybody will tell you, like, when you go through that first relationship and what you perceive to be first love, until you take the rose-colored glasses off and you see the relationship for what it was, and let me tell you, it was not healthy. And looking back on it, it says a lot when something's bad, and yet you still go with it because you think in your hearts of hearts that it'll get better, but you both know, like, it's not gonna get better, but you just prayed for once you be wrong, but that's besides the point. Story time. During this depression, it really got to me, like, all the way towards my birthday, like near December and towards my birthday, and this another topic for another time. Well, I heard one song in particularly, and it basically summed up like how I was feeling, like the entire everything. And then, like, as I lay down in bed, and because at the same time I was like, I couldn't stop thinking about her, and I kept thinking, like, time and time again, like, what did I do wrong? Like, what did I do wrong? Why did you give up on me? What what was this all about? I thought you told me never leave you alone, and I thought long and hard about how I felt, and then I was thought like, then I looked back on the relationship itself, and I'm like, did we even like? She like she even admitted like we basically had like nothing in common until like gaming, but even then, like she said that was kind of her thing to like act like that. So I was like, and like the lyrical, the first, like one of the lines was like, "Was it the real you that I knew?" And that's something I to this day I kept asking myself like, was that the real you that I know? Because she admitted it to be like an act, and that was just something I could understand. Like, why'd you need to act like that? And you're just playing it off like you don't really need me. And again, the song basically summarized how I was feeling. But it got to the point where I was thinking back to like where where was all those where was one person, one girl who understood, where we just connected, just like a snap of the finger. We just connected like that, and it it really got me like how me and this person connected, and I can't say much about it because I she basically dropped from like the face of the earth, I'd say, and she was the reason I got out of my depression first off, because I remember the promise I made to her about, because at the time I was in that mindset of like, oh, I'm so happy right now. I should share this happiness, and then I made this promise to her like, if anything should happen, I at least wanna do this for you, like do this one thing for you, and it was that promise and the fact that we just were two strangers, mind you, and no ulterior motives, just two people just like online, just trying to find friends on a meeting site, and that's exactly what happened. We just met, and I like every day I come back from college, well, community college, and I would just message her. I would message her like every day I got back, like at least once a day, because she was still in high school, and we was just talking, and we instantly became like each other's like best friend. We were joking like we knew each other, like back and forth. That's how amazing the feeling was, and it was only like until like a year later I would get like that feeling again, and I bet you wonder like, what does this have to do with like with the red anti-hero and Zero, and I'll tell you what this had to do with the red anti-hero. See, I always consider myself an anti-hero, like morally as a person. That's just how I am. I'm not good. I'm not evil. I'm not completely good. I'm not completely evil. I do have some, like, I question the good. I question the bad. Like, just how I am, and I do some good, some bad, do a little in between. But all in all, I'm not doing it for like the greater good or because it's right or doing something that's considered wrong because it is wrong. I'm doing it because because I want to. Like, that's something I always felt like I really didn't have a choice in. Like, some things in my life I didn't have a choice in, and most of the times I felt like I did like have a choice, but this is limited. But where the where'd the red come from? See, this falls into two categories. Because one, red is like one of my favorite colors. That, white, and gray and silver and black. But I have a whole bunch of favorite colors. But red and white in particularly. Though, because I use those two to basically call myself Baka Red. Because Baka Red and Baka White respectively. Because my brother, again, this came from Nijima, said we should do like the Dummy Rangers. And I remember they're like of all the colors of the Baka Rangers, because that was the group they were called in Nijima, and of all the colors, they never had a white. And I was like, I want to be Baka White, and he's gonna be Baka Black, and that stuck with me. I've kept Baka White for like a lot of things. That's for some reason I decided to put my anniversary numbers with that too, but that was a stupid mistake. Something I don't plan on repeating. And that even became that was both my tour name and my league name for a while. For that short brief period I played League. And yeah, red, that basically is it's kind of comes into contact with my ex. So yeah, see, we played Sonic Colors together, and I was basically player 2. I was Red Sonic. So yeah, and typical multiplayer fashion, I have to sabotage her. It was its principle, it's a Wii game, multiplayer, Red Sonic. So that was like a kind of running thing between. That became like a joke in our relationship. Like she would call me Red, and she like I call her Blue, and then just like out in like other games I like pick a red color just cause. But like red always been my favorite color. Just the fact that she hated it and annoyed her just was like it had a plus for me. And again, the song brought up like the series as a whole brought up the color red. It played like a really big significance, and since the song in general was there's one song in the series that really that you'll probably notice will eventually be the anthem and the motto, like the motto for anti-hero gaming. So if you know what I'm talking about, A plus for you. Thanks for using context clues and whatnot. But yeah, that's why I kept the red, and why it's on my Twitter handle, and why I picked it Red Anti-Hero Gaming. So I really do plan on talking about that more, the series more, but hopefully not too long. I don't want to procrastinate, because I really want to do the series justice when I finally do it. So yeah. So there we go. First episode of Zero's Retrospective, and basically list out all my names. So there we go. Hope you guys are happy with that. And like I said, thanks for watching. I always appreciate you guys, and I'm happy to finally tell like some brief moments and tales of my story, and the story of my life. Like, this is your life, and because I can't draw my life to save my life. So yeah. Also, another thing I forgot to mention and put in the other video, like, this is also like shout out to Curve and his current blog, because of how he wanted to do his videos and talk about what he went through and his struggles. So yeah, it's kind of like those two. So yeah, social media is on the banner. So ask me questions on AxFM. Why have you been asking me questions on AxFM? You should totally do that. And not sorry for taking too much of your time. I don't even know how long this record has been, but Hopefully it's not 50 minutes, and if it is, hopefully I'm not cutting this down. Screw it. I'm not cutting any of these down. That's just how we are. That's what we're gonna do. This, like, if you don't like it, unsubscribe. Don't really unsubscribe. Like, you know, do what you want. You know, do what you want. Oh God. I think I'll leave on that note. Till next time, guys. Keep it classy and see you on the next disappointment that's about to happen tomorrow. Woo.